Hey guys, what's happening? This
Hello.
is In Charge of the Girls. We're back. We missed a week because life be life, and then we both
It
work.
does.
And I
It
actually
do.
had my anniversary is actually last 23rd. Yes,
Congratulations.
second made it two, and we went to New Orleans. So it wasn't really
Ooh, how
a
was New
lot to.
Orleans?
It was cool. It was cool. She had never been. That's my third time going. New Orleans is one of my favorite cities, but I will notice. Lou had said he's from Louisiana. He was like, there's a difference when you go to New Orleans when there's something going on and when you just
Yeah.
go. Because the last couple times, I think the first time was Essence Fest, the second time was something else. This time it was really nothing going on, and there was like a difference. It was a
Yeah.
little slower, but I didn't mind it because we got to do New
Yeah.
Orleans things. You know what I mean? Like not, and it wasn't so many people everywhere, but it was cool. It's one of my favorite cities.
Yeah, no, I really love New Orleans and I'll be there in a couple weeks for Jazz Fest. And I have, strangely enough, for those who don't know, I used to live in New Orleans because I went to school there, undergraduate there. Um, I never have actually gone to Jazz Fest in its entirety or even for a full day. I've just sort of like popped in as like
Hmm.
a little volunteer because I was a broke student with no
Right,
money for no
right, right,
festival
right.
tickets. But I love New Orleans. Like, it's not a place I could live. It's too corrupt. I'm so sorry. Like that city is
Where's
just too
not
damn
now?
corrupt and it's underwater.
They mentioned that too. That was funny. We went on a tour and he was like, he took us to the Lakeview where all the politicians
Yeah.
live, and he was like, so this is where all the politicians live until they get indicted. And then he
I
was,
mean, it's everybody.
and
It
he
really
said that he
is.
was like right there. He named her. He was like, our new mayor, our last mayor, she about to get indicted. He
Uh
just
huh.
went through, but I liked it because I had never spent a considerable amount of time in the Garden District. So we
Yes.
were over there, we were over by Tulane. It was very nice over there, like very
Yes.
nice. We
Tulane really, like, for those who don't know, Tulane University is surrounded by mansions, like
right,
literally mansions, and
right.
like these old Southern like history type
Mm-hmm.
homes. Like, it really is a nice place to
Yeah,
go to schools, and like
yeah,
Loyola is right across the,
yeah.
literally, like we share a border with Loyola University as
It's
well.
actually much nicer than the French Quarter. Actually, now that I've gotten to
Significantly.
spend time in it, and New Orleans is very historical. The thing that a lot of people don't know is that everybody thinks about French, but actually, Spain occupied New Orleans for
Yes.
much longer than the French did, and so there's a lot more French. I mean, sorry, Spanish
Spanish.
culture and influence there than you really realize.
Yeah,
So,
especially in like the architecture and
mm-hmm,
stuff. Like, it's just very truly like one of those melting pot type of
mm-hmm.
cities. And you know, if you don't have a good time in New Orleans, I
It's
always
you.
say it's
It's
you.
you.
Like,
It's
you
you.
can't tell me the food's nasty. What are y'all
Mm-mm.
eating? Y'all
That
can't get chicken tenders and
No,
French fries
it's
cannot be
their taste. It's
the
their
extent of your
taste.
palate.
That's what it is.
Like, oh
It's
my
a palate. They
god.
can't.
Everything can be Hennessy glazed, Alfredo, deep fried, bitch. Like,
That's
what?
what they want.
Anyway,
That's
I
what they
love
want.
New Orleans, so like, don't make me get on my little soapbox about like how y'all are doing New Orleans wrong. Also, this past, I totally forgot to mention it last time, but for those of you who know, my husband has been in a PhD program
Yay!
for too damn long, almost 6 years.
Like almost five. Oh, so yeah,
Yeah,
5, 6.
almost
Yeah.
6 years. And almost a little over half of our relationship, and you know, we've moved for it from like Brooklyn to New Jersey. We've done all the things, and this whole time he's been working full time. Praise the Lord, he is finally
Praise
done.
the
He has passed his
Lord.
dissertation defense. He will be graduating in May. I'm so happy. The amount of things that we have forgone, trips that we haven't gone
Right.
on, just weekends spent in the house because he got
Right.
stuff to write. So praise the Lord, he will be graduating with his PhD in next month. Um, and also, I do want to say, because we were talking about like we're getting to May, graduation, summertime. I am so sick of meal prepping. I'm sick of dragging my ass to the gym at 6:30 every morning.
God's
I
strongest soldier.
I'm over all of it. I know we all trying to get these summer bodies. I just I'm sick of like people asking me, am I done with the piece of equipment? I'm like, I just walked over here. Like,
Dude, that's
you
so
saw me walk over
irritating. And
here.
you know who it always is. It's so irritating.
Like, you just saw
And
me.
this is a gym full of equipment, bitch. Get on another machine till I'm fucking
Literally.
done. That's what I did till it came free.
Like, you don't
I
have to
don't
do
and
it
I
in
want to
the
work in.
exact order.
No, you
Like,
don't.
my
And
gosh, it's not that full up in here. Like, y'all could go do something else. We got
oh, don't get me started.
6 racks for bench or for squatting. and you got a specific one, like, come
And there's
on.
you can do other stuff. Don't get me started. Like if the bench press is full, then I'll do a dumbbell press.
Yeah.
It's different way. That's why you Google different ways to do different
Yeah,
exercises.
alternate exercise for blank. I do that all the time when I see like, okay, this is real popular today. I ain't gonna get my hip thrust in, so
Right.
let me figure it out. Okay, let me put a band on and do
Right.
something else.
Or let me just do the cardio and work around it later. No, I hear you. But
yeah, I'm.
so I didn't even know what you were gonna say with that. But let me just say, like, summer body, forget it. Summer's gonna get whatever body I give it. I've never been able, ever since I got out of the military, I said I would never get up at 0 dark 30 to work out anymore. And I tried it. And I admit, it is nice to get it over with. It is nice to be done for the day.
Energy
and you don't have to worry about it. But I can't be going to bed at 8 o'clock trying to get up before 31. I just can't. I'd rather do it after work. So that's what I've been doing. But I'm really at this point, and I mean, I want to, I want to drop weight. You a guy. Y'all could stop eating cheeseburgers and lose 30 pounds. I'm still trying to drop COVID weight. I had slimmed way down before COVID. COVID been over for X number of years now, and I'm still trying to get it off. It's coming off slowly, but I'm just really working out at this point to be healthy as an old person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like my dad was very healthy up to the day he died. He ran 20, 30 miles. He was a marathon runner. Like, I just don't want to be one of the people that fall on the floor and can't get up. You know what I mean? That's
no, I agree.
You know, and how my clothes fit. I don't care what the weight on the scale says.
Oh,
I want my clothes to fit a certain way. I know how it is. I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Like my trainer, we have definitely gotten to a much better place. I've been with him for like 4 years now, and it really was like we had to get me out of that place thinking about the number on the scale versus, like, well, let's think about strength and body fat percentage and how much of your composition is actually muscle versus fat. Like, he's like, that's a much better way to think about that in terms of like you feeling like you have to have this specific number to consider yourself quote unquote healthy.
Yeah.
And then also I had issues from COVID in terms of long COVID and like cardio and respiratory issues. And so for me, like, even weightlifting aside, a bitch is gonna put some cardio in your routine, like, because you have to get your heart pumping to a certain rate several times a week to get, just flush out your arteries and make sure everything is like working okay. Like, because I don't know about you, but Black families, particularly ones that have lineages that start in the South, like, there's a lot of heart disease there, and I have that run in my family.
It's on both sides.
So like, I have family members who are diabetic, who have high blood pressure, and young, from like the young ones to the oldest ones. And so I already know I had a predisposition for that. So I'm like, no. While my body is able to handle these things, I'm going to do what I can to help myself.
And high blood pressure is a sneaky one because you don't have to be old for that. That is genetic, and you really have to watch what you I have it, and you really have to watch what you eat because so many things have salt in it that you don't really realize how much salt is in it. So, but I eat. I do meal prep still, but I just eat healthy. Like, I try to eat healthy. Don't eat so much fried foods. I don't eat a lot of salt.
You got to cook more, honestly. You got to cook more.
Yeah, you got to cook at home. It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
Eating out, like, the stuff that tastes good, it tastes good because it's fat, y'all. I just need y'all to understand. It's just fat.
It's calories.
Like, I know because I can cook very well, and I know how to make it taste good at home. And I'm like, damn, how much butter I put up in here?
Yeah, the butter and all of that.
I was like, the recipe called for like 1 tablespoon, and we had 6.
Yeah,
because I'm like, it tastes better.
It tastes better. That's how I am with garlic. I with garlic, you fuck out. If it say 5 bulbs, add 10. Needs 10.
Yeah, so like, I'm good with my proteins and my macros mostly, but sometimes your boy just wants a sandwich. Yeah, and I'm gonna eat a sandwich.
Yeah, eating a sandwich. Like, listen, and look, for all we know, the Iranians might blow us the fuck up next week.
Listen, we in New York City, so let's not get it twisted. Like, if they really wanted to dial the notch up, dial it up a few notches, they could start having like all types of terrorist plots play out. Like,
thank God their government has more sense than ours. That's really just all that's saving us.
So
I hope y'all know.
They're just like, nah, like.
Well, they know that it's this guy. It's not. Congress ain't even approved this shit. They know it's this guy.
Yes, and then like, there's a world after this.
And they're trying to embarrass him and destroy him, and I wish y'all all the luck with it because we're not having any success.
Yeah, so Anyway, that was a very long intro. We didn't get into like the top of topics we wanted to discuss.
That's right.
But now flipping the corner, I feel like since the last time we had this episode, our last episode rather, so so much has happened
It
that.
has.
But then I was just like, also I don't even know what to talk about because I was just like, oh, nothing has happened. I was like, nah, I just keep like clocking it and then moving on with my day. But something that definitely has stuck out and lingered in a way that I didn't think it would was just like sort of these celebrities showing their asses. It's particularly black celebrities. That's something that has really
Specifically.
like I don't know, like we'll get into it, but it's
And of
really
my
just
generation, which is a whole nother topic.
yeah, it's quite frustrating to see that play out, knowing all of the information that we know at this point and what have we've seen transpire with our own eyes. Like you don't even have to really do conspiracy theory at this point. Like
But they
this
still
is
do.
stuff that people are just outright admitting to, and you still have these celebrities being like, well, I don't know because like a check is involved, or like you know that means they got to put down somebody who potentially may get them a check in the future.
But you know what? It's also stupidity.
Oh,
And we
yes,
need
not
to
smartness.
we need to say that more. People are stupid and people are dumb. And when we were in school, we all went to school with these kids,
Yeah.
right? Never paid attention, never did the reading, never did the homework, swearing the teacher didn't say something, swearing the teacher didn't teach them something. Like, girl, no, the teacher did. You weren't paying attention. The kids that were in the hallways all the
Yes.
time. When you go to the bathroom, how are you always in the hallway? Like, how in the stairwells?
Like
how were you?
I've
Never seen you in
the
class. Those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sing. Yeah, you can dance. Great, but so I'm sorry, but
Yes.
that's what it is.
I think the thing that kicked it off for me in terms of just like seeing an overarching theme was it was so like innocuous. It wasn't even that big of a deal until you really thought about like, wait, what did she just repost? As if you don't know, beloved '90s R&B group TLC. Uh, Rest in peace, Lisa Left Eye. Even though she went off into her own Dr.
She
Sebi
was
land.
she was a different kind of
like,
nut though.
like if y'all remember how she
Y'all
died, because she
remember
was down there
doing the rocks and
doing
the
the cult like
crystals,
type
right?
stuff. But anyway, you know, still rest in peace to her, girl. Great rapper. But her bandmates, T-Boz and Chili,
Rosanda Thomas.
it's like we don't call her Chili no more. They were actually going on tour with Salt and Pepper. I don't know the status of
We'll
what.
see. We trying to get that canceled.
But supposed to be, they announced the tour not even like 3 weeks ago, y'all. I'm talking, this is fresh off the press type of information, and the aunties were ready. Like everybody was like, I don't know what date I'm going to, but like I will be there.
Yep.
Because let me tell you, if people forget about Salt and Pepper, where they had their bit of falling out, where
Right.
light skinned one, she was like deep into like black
So-
church.
So
And yes,
this is my generation of group. Tyrone's a millennial. I'm Gen X. So
Yeah.
TLC. I know y'all love Destiny's Child. I know y'all love, but TLC.
Blueprint.
I believe they still have the records, if I'm not mistaken. That was the biggest girl group of the 90s. Salt and Pepper.
Well, outside of Black Girl Group, because Spice Girls probably could take the.
You think?
Spice Girls was huge.
Okay, that's beyond
like
my
global,
time.
global.
Okay, that's beyond my time. I'm gonna check that because TLC.
Yes, no, they had the huge records,
Right. Because it was so ridiculous. That's why when they said they were bankrupt, people were like, "What the hell? How the hell can you be
Yeah.
bankrupt?" But anyway, them and Salt and Pepper, old school, when Gen X, '80s, Salt and Pepper, y'all have no idea how big they were. Y'all have no.
They
In
was
certain
big.
groups that y'all just don't understand. LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Run DMC. I mean, these are the people who
Yeah.
ushered in hip hop and made it the global phenomenon it is today.
Yeah.
So very big group, my generation, and that's why what happened is extra ridiculous because if it had been a Kanye West or even a Jay-Z, their fan base they would have been all right. But when your fan base is predominantly the 92%, and you do some shit like that, you I don't know where your mind is, but it's not where it should be.
Yes, and so we keep talking around it. So we just need to give you the setup of like why this is such a big deal at this point is because Chili, who sort of
Rosanda Thomas.
Rosanda, but for if you, she's the C in the TLC. If you know, I didn't really think too much about her until recently because she
Correct.
started dating one of the Lawrence brothers, I believe, from back
No
in the
clue.
90s.
No clue.
Because she was on like this, it was like a dating show, and they were talking about how they met, blah blah blah. And so I was just like, oh, that's so cute. Not thinking this was like a month and a half ago when that surfaced. I was like, good for her for finding love. That's all I thought about it. And then when this other stuff just popped up, I was like, oh, does this have to do with her dating that white man? And then I was like, oh no, this has nothing to do with her dating that white man.
She's actually been problematic for longer than that.
Apparently so. So the thing that she did was she, on her Instagram account, I believe, she reposted a conspiracy meme or post that basically insinuated that Michelle Obama is a man.
That's one of the things she's
Well,
reposted.
yes.
Her Instagram is full of Trump, right-wing, MAGA, misinformation, disinformation. So all the dumb shit that we see every day, she's been reposting it. But if you recall, the first of all, Rosanda has baby hair still at her age. So, and has had it since it was in and kept it. I know it's coming back, but she kept it that whole time. So there's bad judgment already. Okay. But also, this was in the heyday of Twitter when the trio of silly bitches, Erica Badu, Jill Scott, and Rosanda, because I'm not calling you Chili no more, I'm calling you Rosanda for a reason. I'll get to it in a minute. Were just back when the R. Kelly stuff was going down, and they were defending him down. But then Chili likes to get under people's IGs and talk about how she has good hair.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Like
that was because it was some girl, fan or whatever, was trying to say, oh, I look just like Chili. This bitch reached out into the universe of the internet. Don't tell me how she got this, because I think some celebrities have notificate, which I think is whack anyway. Like, bitch,
because
you don't got enough time. You ain't working enough if you got notifications to let you know when somebody talk about you on Instagram.
You? Oh my gosh!
Because I would not
if you
give
don't
a shit
at them or you just are not under their post, they should know about it.
So she got up under the fans' post at her big 45, 52. I don't even know how old she.
I think she's like close to 50 now, if not.
Actually, I think she may be older, because I believe that we are around the same age, but I believe that they are a bit older than me, like a year or two older. So she might be like almost 53, 54. I don't know.
Wow.
I believe, I could be mistaken, but I know New Edition is several years older than me. I believe TLC is like a few. Anyway, her big old grown ass Gen X ass up under a fan's post talking about, well, girl, we don't look nothing alike. I got good hair. If y'all don't know what good hair means, because we're not gonna be explaining a lot of stuff, because we fear if you listening. But good hair is like a very what's the proper term for it? A very, I like to say coonish thing, where it's like the implication is that natural African or black hair, what do you call it, Negro? I don't know, whatever.
Like
4C hair.
Yes.
It's like bad hair because it's African hair. And so the closer you get to like Caucasian hair, which I don't even know what their grade is, that's supposed to be good hair. That is, anybody still saying that is like something from like what, the 30s to 40s, when people used to like perm their hair with like potato dye and shit. Like
Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah, like Madam C.J. Walker shit. Like, that is so like, girl. So
no, like we're in 2020, whatever she said.
Nobody's hair is good or bad.
No one's
is
saying
what
that.
It is.
It's just we all have different texture hair.
Yeah, it's just a different texture.
The end. Yeah. So anyway, so not only that, but I think the Michelle Obama thing was sort of like the last straw for so many people, because even if you sort of knew, you didn't really know. And so that being like within the same short window in which that tour was announced, you said the 92%. Like, if your core audience that you expect to buy tickets to this tour is black women who are Gen X, maybe slightly younger, maybe slightly older, but really we're talking about Gen X, why in the entire fuck would you go for the one black woman
that nobody plays
you
about.
absolutely cannot go after. You could even probably say something about her husband, that lady's husband.
Yeah,
Because
before
people will
yes,
talk about because he
yes,
was actual president.
yeah.
But to go
They
after
don't play
Michelle
about Michelle
Obama
Obama.
and not just go after her, but to like, I think it
Be
was to like going after her
disrespectful.
womanhood. It's sort of just like that is such a low blow type of a thing to
It's
be like
low reader
she's
type
so
behavior.
she's so educated and she's so strong and she's so well read that she must be a man.
It's very low reader type
Okay.
behavior.
All right. All right. So anyway, I think with that, it sort of just demonstrates to me, like, and I'm glad the tide is turning, but I feel like there's more celebrities we need to get the fuck up out of here and actually have some accountability for, because you still like poke around on the TikToks or you look at people who are going to shows and stuff like, why is there an R. Kelly song trending right now talking about some hips go la la boom ba, whatever the fuck that song is?
Oh, you talking about the what is that something, which ain't nothing but the Bobby Schmurder. But I'm just talking about
Yes.
it's something bop.
Camden.
Camden bop.
Yeah, so the song that goes along with the Camden bop, y'all could have picked a million songs under the sun to do this dance to. You chose the one for it, not just alleged. This man is currently in jail.
Prison.
Like, prison for all of the sexual assault
little girls.
thing. I mean, I don't even know if he actually got held accountable for the kidnapping. Like, yes, remember he was taking these young girls and the parents.
I forgot about that.
That's what I'm like. How is everyone forgetting?
No, I forgot about that because those were the grown women. I think they.
Well, it was the teenagers too, because it was some that the parents were like, he literally came like and got her from like the high schools. Remember, because he used to hang out at the McDonald's and stuff.
I did forget about that, but I know there was one specific
and he would have like
charge.
them down in Atlanta.
Okay, I did forget about that.
Yeah,
but I remember from the documentary that those girls, it was a grown woman.
Yes.
The ones that were saying that he kept them trapped in that
Yep,
house.
that one too.
She was an adult, and I think they did. I can't remember if he got convicted of that or not. Something happened with that.
But you see what we're saying here? It is so fucking messy. The fact that there's all these things that you could be like, oh yeah, like maybe you're talking about this, maybe you're talking about that, because the man is terrible and he's been terrible for a very long time. We're not even taking it back to the Aaliyah shit because he was messing with a 14-year-old girl at the ripe old age, like 27, bitch.
Which is wild because we kind of got into this on Blue Sky the other day with regard to Wanye and Brandy.
Oh, Wanye, yeah, when they was dating.
Right.
For those who know, we're talking about from Boyz II Men.
So we found out now recently that they were dating, but I will say, not to defend, but as somebody that was of age, teenager, middle school, early 20s in that time, we did not necessarily understand that that's what was going on then, because there was a lot going on. I know me specifically, the Wanye and Brandy situation, we knew that, but at the time, we thought, oh, that's a creative,
closer,
like, oh, he's, they're both artists and he's helping her write. We didn't get, it didn't give we're going together at all at the time. And also
the age thing, it was, you actually couldn't tell, like, I thought Boyz II Men was a little bit younger, and Brandy read a little bit older because of how ubiquitous she was and how she presented as just such a like very professional person. Like she was TV shows, movies, albums. Like she was doing award shows. So like, and then so it almost felt like her peers. So you didn't think too much of it.
She was actually my age, but also I will say we grew up a little bit different than you guys. So we all grew up outside. We all went to school together, skating, bowling, whatever. Our social, like, we didn't have play dates, and it wasn't so much notice around ages. Like I was a freshman in high school. I dated somebody a senior. It wasn't.
Yeah.
We were outside. We were much more developed. I mean, we've been taking ourselves home on the bus from we were 6, 7, 8 years old. So it's not that nobody paid attention, but today, a 16-year-old hanging out with like a 19, 20-year-old is more like what's going on. Back then, it was not that strange. Now, not that y'all could be going together. Like your parents might be like, oh no, he's too old for you. But for you guys to be in the same circle somewhat was not as strange because chances are you may have gone to school with them, or you may grew up on the block with them, or your mom and their mom might be friends. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like now where it's more stands out like, what is a 16-year-old going around with a 20-year-old? Because y'all didn't grow up mingling amongst each other the way we did. So that's not to make excuses, but like trying to
It's
explain
just a little different, yes.
Yeah, and on top of like it was a lot going on: AIDS, drugs, crack. So somebody being 16 and somebody being 20, it was like
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you have these people like, like R. Kelly, but then you have the ones still, and like again, locked away, whatever, whatever. But then you still have the ones who are out here free running about, and they can't seem to lose any fans. Like Kanye, still literally.
I think he's lost some though.
But he's still getting albums that are charting. He's still doing tours. He's still.
But we know what the charting is. Like,
but like it just seems like there's such a lack of accountability, and you and I were talking about this earlier this week. But Funky Dineva Quentin, as we mentioned, just posted a long YouTube episode, but there's a specific part where he's specifically talking about this Chili situation. And basically, it's like we'll listen to it and we'll have some thoughts to say about it.
He was on point though. He do a lot of foolery, but lately he's been kind of on point. But I wanted to say, I think it's because, and the reason why I wanted to include that clip is because he said it. We've gotten too comfortable. We, meaning the community, has gotten too comfortable with this. Oh, to each his own, or everybody can have their own opinion. It's like, no.
Right.
You can't. I mean, yes, you can have your own opinion, but if people don't like your opinion and people don't fuck with your opinion, they can tell you to get the fuck on.
Right.
And that's it. Like, and then with everything that's going on right now, look, if you still are a fan of this man that's in the office, you can do that, that's fine. But the rest of us, we don't have to tolerate it. And we don't have to have you around. We don't have to give you a chance. We don't have to hear your side. We don't. Go stand over there with them.
Yeah.
And you're going to get what's coming for them. So,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are either a friend or an enemy. There is no more, everyone's allowed to have their own political view. No, the fuck you ain't. No, you not. You are not allowed to have your own political views. No, you not, baby. Either you got the ones we got, or you got to get the hell on. That's where we at with it. That is how life or death this situation is. See, we don't got too comfortable with this. To each its own. Everybody could know the hell you can't, bitch. No, you can't. Not when people around here dying. Not when cost of living through the roof. Not when we at war. Not when they hunting people down like animals. Not when families being torn apart. Not with racist policies being put in place. Not with voter suppression going on. Not with alligator Alcatraz going on. Not with the global terror that this man has caused. No, ma'am. Not with our young boys going over there to war and returning back in caskets. No, ma'am. Nope. There is not no to each his own, bitch. No, there is not no you got the right to vote for who you want to vote for. No, ma'am, you don't. No, you don't. You got the right to get the fuck on. That's what you got the right to do. Either you with us, and y'all love throwing out black people ain't a monolith. To hell you say. Today we is, bitch. We is very monolithic today. Either your ass over here or you got to get the fuck on. So with that being said, unfortunately, TLC, y'all got to get the fuck on. Salt and Pepper and Spinderella, I know it ain't y'all fault, but that light-skinned hoe, don't put y'all on the list. Y'all got to get the fuck on. It's too much at stake.
Too much.
It's too much at stake. Get the hell.
And you just like this whole decade of Trump is just like we gotta start calling people shitty people again. You're shitty people because you voted for. Like, look, I don't have a problem with Democrat and Republican, generally.
Right.
Like, there are some people that think, I mean, I don't agree with you, but, tax dollars shouldn't go to this or tax dollars shouldn't go to that.
That's not what we dealing
That's
with. That's
fine. But when you are voting to drag people away from their children and deport them somewhere they never been, these people are dying in these caves. You shooting people in the street. This motherfucker is robbing us blind. He is a fucking con man. He's been a racist fucking con man since the beginning.
Directly impacting the
very beginning.
And us trying to kick gays out of the military again. Are you fucking kidding me?
These motherfuckers are trying to go back to 1930, and it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid because we're not going.
No.
And I don't care how many fucking Supreme Court cases you get. I don't care what the fuck you do. It's one thing to never have known different and be trying to reach something.
Yep.
It's one thing to have been free and have rights, and now here come a motherfucker talking about we going back to 19. No, we not, bitch. No, we not. We will knock all this shit over before we allow that to happen. Okay, it's not feasible. But they're still trying, and in the trying, they're fucking up a lot of shit because it's just dumb. It's just dumb. And like, you can vote how you fucking want to vote. And I personally fuck all y'all, and I will never forgive any of you because my thing is, even if you didn't like Kamala Harris, which I've never heard a person who don't like Kamala Harris that actually knows anything about what the fuck her platform was. Everything they spit out is what they've heard on a podcast or Fox News, which is foolery, right?
Right.
She didn't have a plan. She didn't have a plan next to this motherfucker that's up here babbling and not making no fucking sense. Talking about they eating the cats, they eating the dogs.
Out of his mouth.
Saying not a fucking thing. But, you know, even if you didn't fucking like her, in 4 years you could have voted her fucking out. You know, like, we barely survived the first 4 years of him, and then you put him back the fuck in.
Yeah.
You put him back in. That,
It's unforgivable, too.
It's unforgivable.
Like, you're saying, like, because to be at this big age where you are in your late 40s, 50s, and to still not comprehend what the stakes are, like Quentin was saying, it's like the stakes are too high for you to be this stupid. Like, honestly, you have to inform yourself at this point.
And why are you, like, first of all, even beyond it being Michelle Obama, as a black woman, why are you retweeting that? That is so anti-black and so misogynist. Why are you retweeting that as a black woman, period? That is such a base racist attack that they've been hitting us with since we fucking been here, calling black women men and masculine and monkeys and too aggressive. Like, why are you even, because you're stupid. And y'all you don't even know an article that you should say, this seemed like some bullshit. Maybe I should look further, because it all use that same dumbass font. It all use them stupid photoshopped ass pictures. Like, you're a fucking idiot. If
and
you
the
can't
AI's
fucking,
not helping.
And the AI, if you can't look at that shit,
they can't tell what's AI or not.
I mean, AI could be pretty good. I feel like you could always tell. But this shit they be reposting look like something off the National Enquirer. Remember the National Enquirer used to be at the supermarket?
It's Bigfoot.
With the aliens and shit and the Bigfoot. That's what this shit look like that y'all are fucking with. Y'all so fucking stupid as fuck that you can't even look at that and tell it's some bullshit.
No.
And well, the Democratic Party had the slaves. Yeah, bitch. In 1865. What date is it fucking now? What all that happened between 1865
like nothing happened in between now and then
that could make it be different? You stupid bitch. And black people specifically, listen. You can't afford to be dumb like this.
No.
You can't afford to be dumb like this. You can't afford to not know your history like this. You cannot afford to not go where this is going. Because the rights that we had, like we said before, we just got them, and they are not a given.
No.
They are not. They were fought for hundreds of years, and unfortunately for the rest of you, you didn't realize, you thought you had some special rights, and black rights are something different, like black history and black. Unfortunately for all of you, you don't understand that your rights run through our rights, because they were able to do whatever they wanted to anybody in this country until we said, hey, we not standing in the back of the bus no more. We not stepping off the sidewalk. We not doing none of this shit. We don't want to fall 2 wars, same as y'all. We came back from those wars, same as y'all, and we gonna have the same rights as y'all, because it says on the paper that all men are created equal. Had we not done that, there wouldn't be a labor movement. There wouldn't be a fucking women's movement, because every global movement in the world is based on ours, because we were successful. We were successful. Yeah. Everybody has come up against power. We're the only one that actually got the United States to move off of anything. And I think it's so funny now. They said Pete Head's death dickhead, fuck, I can't fucking stand to say his fucking name, had an Easter service and only for Protestants, no
Insane.
Catholics. You know where they got that from? The Ku Klux fucking Klan. Because you know who the Ku Klux Klan hated? Blacks, Catholics, and Jews. So if you didn't know, now you know. Y'all was so busy hating us and swearing that we was going to be under the bus and we was going to be back in our place. And look at you now. Your teeth falling out.
Yeah.
You ain't got no insurance. You're still broke as a bitch. You're still fucking uneducated than a motherfucker. Gas is still $5 a gallon. I don't know how much eggs are, but they still fucking expensive. Till y'all get it through your head that y'all not going to have nothing without us, it's going to be the same. Because we were bought over here as property to build this fucking country. The United States got rich off of slave labor. And y'all trying to give everybody else reparations but us. What's Sealy say? Until you do right by me, everything you even think about gonna fail.
Right.
And until y'all get that through your head, it's gonna be the same shit. Because we not going.
And so for you to mention all of that and it to be, true, it doesn't compute for me to when you have these celebrities and it's like, how are you not able to process even just a fraction of what you said, even if they didn't believe everything you just said was true, just even a little bit of it, and yet you are still falling for the okie doke on the other side. It's like, at this point, I don't actually care. I don't care. We just need to hold you accountable at this point, which means, no, bitch, we're not going to your goddamn tour. We're not buying your cookbook. We're not, using your makeup line. It doesn't like we're not supporting that shit anymore. And I think Target. I'm still shocked that we able to. I'm still shocked that we able to pull that shit off.
They acting like it's not what's happening though. They acting like it's just supply and demand. No, bitch, you got boycotted. That's why you about to go.
And it was not like truly anything that was on a mass level. I think people individually deep down were just like, fuck y'all.
No, for real.
They were like, I went out of my way to go to this place.
Yes.
I paid a little bit more because I thought it was a better experience. I thought the products were nicer and you catered to me.
Right.
Like you have my products on the shelf.
Right.
You had things for my hair.
Up to
you
the
have
front.
my all of that. And it's just like, you know what, while I'm
welcome.
here, let me go get some paper towels. Let me go, get some stuff from the freezer section.
And pay more for it. I could have went to Walmart, but I didn't want to be in there with them dusty flip-flop wearing people. But to what you said, you know why the celebrities? Because and we got a white guy in here. No offense. Some people have their heads so far up the white man's ass that they look out of his eyes.
Yeah.
And that is why. Because they don't understand. This is why when I gave him the topic, he like Tyrone, if you notice, is always much more articulate, much more trying to be the correct way to say it. And I just be like, whatever. And I put coons because these motherfuckers, so when I was little, right? So I've told y'all about my dad before. My dad was like, former NOI. Then he got out of it, realized it was a cult. But he was always very like, and not just my dad, like my whole family, even my mom's side, very like culture forward. Like, hey, you need to know your culture, you need to know history. And I remember I asked him one time, because it was like some Malcolm X clip. He was talking about like black celebrities or whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked him about like when Martin Luther King was alive and, everybody, one band, one sound. He was like, well, I know it seems like that now. He was like, but there was a lot of people that were against what Malcolm was doing and a whole lot even against what Martin was doing. And he was like that, some people, they didn't. I was like, well, how could you do that? Like, how could you be such a sellout? How could you be such an Uncle Tom? And he was like, they didn't realize they were Uncle Toms. He was like, they don't get it. They think actually they're the ones with it going on. And I look at that now, like Jay-Z. I mentioned my favorite rapper.
Oh,
a lot of these
turning the corner now.
No. I'm just throwing it in there. A lot the Rosandas. A lot of these people, they get a little bit of money, and their only goal. There's that saying, some people don't want to be free, they just want to run the plantation.
Yeah.
Their only goal really, and it's a mind thing.
Yeah.
Their only goal really is to get in a room with rich white people and stand next to rich white men and have some money and be able to like, and they think that means they made it. That thinks they mean they're special. It's the same thing in corporate America when we say, you have that one VP and he's the only black, and he keeps all the other blacks out because he don't want the competition. He want to be special.
They want to be the token.
They want to go-to guy. They want to be the token. It's a lot of people think being a token is success. And it's
which
like,
is crazy
no,
to me.
you are a token. They
I'm like,
have
you are
there,
still being treated worse than
right,
everybody else in
worse
that
than
room.
everybody else getting paid the rest, and you're being put out front. Oh, we're not racist. Look, we got him.
Insane.
That's the whole thing. But they that's all they care about. Like you said, they don't want to miss a check, which I'm not. I think it's that. I think it's that. But I don't think it's that so much as what I said. Because you can hear it in the way they talk and the way they move. They really still think that they are like these culture icons, and everybody's looking to them, and everybody's want to be what they do, and they're so fly. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like Wig is not my favorite rapper, because he is, and I still think he's the best, and I will still stream his music. But he'll
Wig
never,
being Jay-Z, y'all, please.
But he'll never get another dime of mine, because I didn't like that. I don't like the way, and like I said, I don't think it's a necessarily they don't want to get a check. I think they're not smart enough to know that they're being used.
Yeah, I could see
it.
that. It definitely, I think it's a combination of what you're saying, where they are always thinking about their money and how to protect it and make more of it. But then also it's the piece that you said of just being in the rooms, and the rooms that no other Black people have been in, and it's like, okay, so is that because you're doing the Jesse Jackson thing where you're paving the way for other people to come behind you? Which, to a certain extent, I will say Wig does that, like, to a certain extent, and trying to get other people, like, business opportunities, like, to a certain extent. I'm not saying he's that successful at it, but I've seen business ventures over the years where it's like, okay, you're trying to give other people opportunities to do things that you're just an investor in, but you aren't necessarily the one that is the face of it.
You mean like creatives, like Rock Nation, like
yeah, stuff like that. Even just small like business venture-y type things. And so he tries, but as you and I both know, these people can be doing a lot fucking more. Like all of the Black leaders from the civil rights time who were like musicians, artists, anyone who had any influence, like, and again, like you said, your dad said, it wasn't everybody who was in one band, one sound, but the ones who were at the height of culture knew that their influence carried, and that they could shift some things just by showing their face, just by singing a song, Aretha Franklin, just literally, just your stamp of approval over someone or some civil rights leaders could shift people's opinion, especially if you had crossover appeal. Yeah. And you had these people who were literally global superstars who were lending their voice, their money.
Going to Europe.
Yes.
And raising the cause of Black Americans.
Absolutely.
And you said something that I meant to say and I forgot. The difference also was they understood their role. Mm-hmm. I am a singer. I'm not a civil rights activist. I'm not a preacher. I'm a singer. So what I can do is I can go on tour and I can give the money to Martin Luther King and let him do what he wants with it, because he's the expert. I can Harry Belafonte and Sidney Poitier. I can be having the Klan chase me down Southern roads with money that I'm trying to get to Martin Luther King to give it to him so that he can do what he needs to do. These celebrities nowadays, they think that they are the great minds. They think that they are activists, and that's what's irritating to me, is because you're not. All you're doing is selling a product that they told you to sell to Black people. Right. You're exploiting people. You're exploiting your own people. And it's not a surprise because, and I'm not getting, listen, I'm Gen X. I'm from the crack era. I'm from Reaganomics too. So believe me when I say, I'm not saying this with a judgment, because unless you came up during that time, it's really hard to explain to you how bad it was.
Right.
But back then, like you saw New Jack City, that famous scene where the guy, the older man that ends up killing Nino Brown, he's like, you selling poison to your own people. Let me tell you, when we were teenagers and we were 20-somethings, we would tell that, shut the fuck up, old nigga. Like, shut up. Nobody want to hear that shit. We just thought it was like, what you expect us to do? Like, look, we ain't got shit, so we got to do something. Like, but now that I'm older, I understand exactly what he's saying. It's like, you're exploiting your own fucking people.
Right.
You and you continue to do that. So don't sit on an interview and say you didn't hurt anybody to get here. Your label was founded with drug money, bro.
Yeah.
you sold drugs. And again, I'm not saying it on some churchy shit, but like
yeah, she's the least churchy person
it's
around
a fact
here.
though. Like, yo, your attitude towards your own people, that's a certain mindset from that era. I'm somebody of that era, and I do it myself, so I have to catch myself sometime. Like, drug addicts, the drug users, they were almost like dehumanized. Like, oh, he a crackhead, he a whatever. Because I'm rewatching The Wire now, and I see it. How they treat. It's like they was less than human, and that's a mindset that you take, and that's how you end up on stage with white men talking about, oh, we past kneeling and we don't have fathers and that's how we act like this.
Yeah,
what
that
the
was
fuck
crazy.
you talking about?
You saying the words that came out during that time period is actually like triggering me again, because I remember being like, what?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what are we talking about?
This man ain't do nothing illegal. He ain't selling drugs. All he doing is kneeling, which I have my own opinions about Kaepernick, but like, why y'all talking about him like he doing something so terrible? You sitting up there between these old white men giggling, holding up the Moynihan report, which you don't know. You could have did a simple Google. Was discredited and like way back in the 70s as being a bullshit fucking racist ass biased ass Ku Klux Klan ass study, basically blaming black people for their own degradation. Not the system set up the not fucking Jim Crow 100 years of. And you sitting up there, and what was it, 2018, 2019?
Yeah, because pandemic.
Yeah, talking about the Moynihan report. You how ignorant that is? That's like sitting in A Birth of a Nation. Oh, this is the best film ever. Like, are you dumb?
So, I mean, we sort of landed on Wig for a second, but I think it rings true for so many of these people is that, you know, at a certain point, we, as the consumers, the people who we support, we have to make a decision, like, are we going to continue to support you after this? And everybody has their bright line for what it means to, you know, stop supporting or to continue supporting someone. You know, moving on to the other half of the equation, I did not realize until I did my research about the picture that surfaced of Wig and wife at that fundraiser. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google it yourself. But basically, there was a fundraiser last fall, and I think intentionally they made sure pictures didn't get out from this event, but they couldn't stop them all because people got smartphones. And I actually don't think they were at the same table, but
they were at the event.
They were at the same event. That to me wasn't the incriminating thing. The incriminating thing was it was Jay-Z's event. And he was co-hosting it,
and all the Trumps were there. The Musk.
All the Trumps. It was Jared and Ivanka, but
enough.
47 wasn't there, is what I'm saying, because that actually would have turned it up a notch, and like she would have got the fuck up out of here real quick. So sorry, B. She knows I love you down, girl, but still, even just having Jared and Ivanka there, which I actually know what the play was, is that they were trying to curry favor with the administration so they can get shit done that they wanted to get done, which I understand that. I still don't agree with that, though.
Aaron, because who is that worked out for?
Exactly.
He makes you a clown.
They double cross everybody.
Right.
Like, nobody has any special. He don't even like his own fucking kids, man.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, who are you, little black couple?
And he's using you for cachet, because he's using you to make himself look cool and like he got more black friends than he do.
Right. So, I mean, it was definitely a money play and an influence play to be like, these are the most palatable from that family that we could sit there. People. And so, I don't know. I think for me, it still incriminates Wig more than the wife. But I also am watching very closely how she's moving to see, because, like, if you notice, like, she's been real quiet since that time. Like, not a lot has come out of her since then. Yeah, because the Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, the NFL game that she did was the last winter before. Remember, she started doing the Christmas Day thing? The Christmas Day, like, Netflix performance, where it was like, anyway, Beyonce Bowl, that's what they called it. So she's been real quiet since that time period, and I'm sure she's gearing up for Act 3. So I'm just paying real close attention to how she's moving, because she's one of my favorite performer live, like, who is living. We're not going to the past. We've already done the Tina Turner, Michael Jackson. We're not doing that.
Yeah, living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like, it would be devastating for me to have to give that up. But guess what? I would
will.
if it came out, if there's more evidence to support. Because, I mean, let's be real. She was down at the Kamala convention. Like, her and Kelly were, like, didn't sing, but they were in Houston, I think, and went for that last election. So, like, until I get a little bit more evidence to prove on the other side, at least for her, like, I'm just watching closely is what I'm saying.
It still irritates me, though, because as black women, Ashanti the same thing, married to Nelly. Like, as black women, it's, you know, like,
I know.
you gotta sometimes be like, hey, no. If
Cut
you
it
gonna
out.
do that, you gonna do it by yourself. I'm not doing that because I'm not with that shit.
Right.
Like, but that's it. I haven't, with this whole thing with Jewels and a couple other things that happened, I actually have an opinion that I won't share here. Maybe we do it later. But I kind of have an opinion now, and I started suspecting it back when her mom and what's his name got divorced. It was a couple things that he said, and I was like, I wonder. And then it's a couple things she said since. I have an opinion, but anyway, we'll get on it later. It's not. I don't think it's controversial, but I have an opinion about that. That would explain, even if she is not aligned, just going along.
Right.
You got to remember when some of these superstars have been doing. They've not necessarily been reading books and going to school. They've been working on their craft since they were 13. You got to remember that. So I'll just leave it there.
But anyway, point being is that we have got to, like, stop allowing these celebrities to just skate by unscathed. Like, at a certain point, you need to hold people accountable. And if that means that you don't stream their music anymore, that means you don't pay the high ticket dollars to go to their concerts. Like, that's what you got to do. You don't go to their movies. Like, whoever it may be. It could be a politician, to be quite honest.
Gotta hit them in the pockets.
Like, you got to show people that there is accountability. And the only way we can do that is either with, withholding our financial support, or if there's another way, like voting, we're just not going to vote for you.
Or booing them. Just to put a little pin, just to wrap it up real quick, I wanted to say that, damn, my thought just left my head.
Was it about the tickets?
No, about holding them accountable. Fuck. I was gonna say something, I forgot. It might come back to me.
But yeah, so that's all we can do at this point is just.
Oh, I know. Because it's one thing to be neutral. It's one thing to not say anything. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not one of those people like, oh, you got to speak out on this shit.
Oh yeah, especially if you aren't smart. On mute.
I don't have a
Look
problem
around,
with that.
Please be on mute.
But what these people are doing is actively and aggressively being on the wrong side. Yeah. Actively and aggressively. And that's what people are objecting to. Chili, you could have voted for Trump. We would have never knew. You could have believed all that shit. We never knew. But you guys are loud and bold and loving, seem like, to step out here to shuck and jive for those people.
Right.
And that's what people are objecting to. Because I'll speak for myself. All this, it's a billionaire. I don't get in all that shit. My issue with all of you, is if you're going to be neutral, be neutral. If you don't want to mess up a check, just shut the fuck up. Plenty of them shut the fuck up. Mm-hmm. But you guys are stepping out to do the work of the Klan's leader over there. And that's what we not fucking with. That's what Clinton is saying about you either got the morals we got or you got to get the fuck on. Because you are part of the problem. Making yourself part of the problem, not part of the solution. That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to wrap that up with.
Happy to cut all of y'all loose. I mean, Monsterverse, Kanye, like, these are people who I actually fucked with at some point, and now I'm just like, know her.
I never fucked with Monsterverse. Just want to be right.
Monsterverse being Nicholas.
Y'all know who she is.
Nichols.
Y'all know who she is. Never fucked with her. I always thought she was whack.
So you won't be at the Yankee Stadium, is what I'm hearing.
No ticket prices. Please be so for real.
Listen,
$12,000 for the balcony.
Honestly,
listen.
That's what may keep me away from
a private part. Okay.
Queen Bee's next concert foray.
I'm not doing it.
Because girl, like the last Ticketmaster debacle, I said, what are these prices?
You got all the money you got to get out of me, and you could fix it. Because I got Olivia Dean tickets, and Olivia Dean called Ticketmaster and was like, turn that shit off on my shit. Mm-hmm. And the next day, her shit was $150 tickets.
Dynamic pricing absolutely can be turned off, and the artist team can absolutely request that it be turned off. So allowing it to happen is a choice.
It's a greedy choice.
Now
Sports ball.
it's like turning the corner. A lot's going on in sports world that I know you wanted to talk about.
Sports ball. So real quick, I know you all guys know by now the CBA was done. The women finally got their money. It's the most pay that they've ever got. I should have got the numbers, but I don't. But I think the minimum salary was like 80 grand, and now I think it's like somewhere 300K,
Insane.
which is amazing. The top, I believe, is 1.5 plus. While everybody, including people like Rebecca Lobo and Candace Hayton-Ness Parker and some of these veteran players, some of you guys, you're asking for too much. You need to settle. The whole time, part of what they were negotiating for was a one-time payment for the vets who got the league to the point it said now never got their pay and never got their recognition, got y'all money based on how long y'all were in the league. That's one of the things that they were fighting for. And Nneka Egwuemeke was on the podcast with Lisa Leslie, and Lisa was like, because she's an OG, so I think the highest like serving got like 100K, then it was like
Insane.
50K, 30K, something like that. And she was like, I'm thankful. Oh my God, I want to thank you so much. And Nneka was like, Lisa, we just want you to know that we are not trying to say that is your value. What you contributed to this game and to us is invaluable because you guys got us to this point, but we just wanted to show appreciation because
right,
just let it be known that you guys put in so much. So
that's really great.
Yes, congratulations to them. They deserve it. All this nobody watches women's sports is bullshit.
Insane.
They just showed last week that the ratings for women's basketball, they assumed it was going to be all women, and I have been saying this for forever. If y'all know, it's not. It's 50% women, 50% men, because if you like basketball, the game of basketball, you know that the women's basketball is the superior product. Yeah. It's the superior product. It's the superior gameplay. It's the superior drama for several reasons. and so we'll roll into, so I have been a UConn women's basketball fan since I was like 13, 14 years old because young Kels was a basketball player, and back then, for a girl, if you wanted to like learn how to play or pattern your game after somebody, you only really could see the men because they didn't really, except for the Olympics every 4 years, they didn't really play women's basketball like that, right? So, I looked at Jordan, I looked at Magic, Kobe later, Iverson, actually Iverson was way later. When I was younger, Isaiah Thomas, like just different people that I could try to figure out how to play from. But one teams that you could see was the UConn Huskies because they have 12 national championships. They have won like 3 back-to-back. They've had all the best elite players in the game have gone through UConn. And so Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, Sue Bird, a whole bunch of them. And so I became a UConn fan because that's what you could see. I never really, no offense, I never really fucked with Tennessee. I respect their run and all that. I don't know, something about them just never gave a fuck. Maybe because I was just closer to Connecticut. But they lost last night, which is, I said that if UConn was stopped, it would be by South Carolina because, in my opinion, those are the two best teams in women's college basketball. Is UConn and South Carolina, which you can tell by them going back and forth with championships, right? UConn has 12. They were trying to get their 13th. They got all the way to the Final Four. They got beat last night by South Carolina. Basically, Gino Auriemma got outcoached, okay? It's not a big deal. We got 12 championships. We will be back. Sarah Strong is only a sophomore. Sarah Strong could play in the WNBA today. She is that good.
Oh, wow.
She's only a sophomore. I wasn't surprised so much by the loss because AZ had not been shooting well. She had that game, I forgot who was against, where she scored 34, maybe Michigan, I don't know. That game where she scored 34, where everything she shot was going in the basket. Since that game, she had just not been shooting that well. So I was like, if that continues, it's going to be a problem because Dawn Staley is going to, she went out, they got blown out by UConn last year because they didn't have bigs and they couldn't fuck with AZ. I mean, AZ Fudd was putting them in the fucking ground. They could do nothing with her. They would kick that ball out and AZ was dropping 3. So they had to gear up for that, and they did. And so the game plan this time coming in, and Paige Beckers has graduated, And that game last night should have let you see how good of a player Paige Beckers is, because her presence on that court was very much missed. Because no disrespect to AZ, no disrespect to Sarah, but Paige was the leader of that team, and Paige was be the one on the floor gathering up, hey, lock in, hey, stop, kind of coaching them on the floor. And that element was missing from last night, and you could tell. AZ was very hesitant to take her shot. I don't know why these past 2 games. She got the looks. She just wasn't taking it. But South Carolina's plan clearly was, okay, we know what they're going to do. They're going to kick the ball into Sarah, draw the defense onto Sarah Strong, because you got to, and then kick it back out to AZ. And AZ's going to pop through. Well, they defended that. They did not. AZ don't need much to get her shot off, but she needed a little bit. And they were just making sure that she wasn't getting it. So, I mean, and without Paige there, it was only AZ and Sarah. Not negating from any of the team. KK played amazing defense, but it just was too much. So, and it's no big deal. We lost. Okay, we can't win. It would have been a back-to-back championship. You can't win all the time. We lost. But at the end of the game, that was a disgusting display by Gino Auriemma. It ruined what I think was still an outstanding season. They were 54 games undefeated. They lost to South Carolina. You lose to South Carolina, big deal. Y'all 2 number ones. Dawn Staley is an amazing coach. South Carolina is a dynasty of their own, right? I think they about to win another one, hopefully, because I can't stand UCLA. But that display at the end of the game,
do we know what actually causes? Because I feel like there's a little bit of debate about how things escalated to that, because I did not watch the game, but I did sort of watch the fallout from the game, and it's very unclear to me exactly what caused Gino to get into it with Dawn.
He's a sore loser.
But
he has a problem with women. Nothing.
So there was no actually
he was mad
event that
they lost. And I knew that they were going to lose, because when he came out at halftime, and they typically, when you come out at halftime, you ask a coach what adjustments you can make, and they'll say, oh, we got to blah, blah, blah. He was talking about the refs.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we about to lose.
Honestly, any coach talking about the refs, you already know. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because it wasn't the refs. I thought the refs called the game even. It was a lot of calls on UConn's part that were not called, like Fudd and Sarah was fouling. South Carolina was fouling too. I personally like when they let them play. I personally like when they let them bump and only call egregious fouls. That's what I like. I thought the game was called fine. Gino was mad because he lost. He was the white man. I don't mean to be this, Sister Soldier ass motherfucker, but it's what it was. He has a problem with being beat by women coaches. Now, last year, when they blew South Carolina out, and they blew, it was a thing of beauty. Blew them the fuck out. Dawn was gracious. Dawn sat on that bench. She was crying and throwing. She was having a fit because, they was running South Carolina ragged. But when the game was over, she went over. She shook his hand. We lost. We lost.
Right,
because
that's what
somebody
happens.
got to lose. And we'll be back and look at him right back, So for him to act like that, first of all, I thought it was funny. Somebody said if that was Kim Mulkey, it would have been feathers and glitter all over the court. And you are correct. Kim Mulkey would have been on Gino Auriemma like a spider monkey. They would have had to peel that woman off of him if he had tried that shit with her. But Dawn showed class. She's so great. But he claims that she didn't shake his hand at the beginning of the game, which she did.
That's what I'm like. There's video evidence showing the exact opposite. And then it was like, and then she made him wait to shake his hand. No, she didn't. I was like, wait, what?
Well, who cares if you don't shake your fucking hand?
Yes.
So what?
What did he actually say to her, though, that caused her to react like that?
We don't know. That hasn't come out yet.
He said it didn't take, I think he said like 1 or 2 sentences.
She from Philly.
And she heard that, and she got, you saw the immediate shift. Because she was just like, good game. And then he said it, and she goes,
because she from Philly, and we don't talk to us crazy.
She literally starts saying, don't do that. And then when she starts to get the crowd,
I will beat Gino's ass 4 times.
That's what I'm like. It wasn't once, so it wasn't like a heat of the moment. I mean, it was heat of the moment, but she had a couple times to bring it down, and she absolutely was like, "I will beat his ass. I will beat Gino's ass." And then they're like, "All right, we need to pull her off."
And I know what he said was wrong because all of Gino's black women coaches ran over and pulled him off like, "Hey, bro." And the most fucked up thing that really bothered me is he walked out and left his team on the floor.
Yeah.
Your team was 54-0. They lost in the Final Four, and you left them
And
on
threw
the
a temper
floor.
tantrum.
And threw a temper tantrum and left them, and then had Sarah and AZ, and that was AZ's last game, answering for you, a grown ass man. They asking them, and they like, because he blamed it on Sarah. Oh, they tore Sarah's shirt. Sarah tore her own shirt. She was frustrated, and she just went, and she just tore it off. And they asked her. She was like, it was an accident. I tore the shirt. Like, they were, I mean, you know, like, and they asked AZ, and AZ was like, you know, I feel like I let the team down because she wasn't shooting, but like, it just, it ruined what was an amazing season. Y'all didn't go to the finals. That's fine. Y'all were 54-0. Y'all had an undefeated season up to that game. Losing to South Carolina is no fucking shame. South Carolina is my second favorite team. Only don't root for them when they play at UConn.
Yeah.
But one thing about it is we don't play about Dawn Staley.
Absolutely
If you
not.
know, in the women's basketball world, we don't play about Dawn Staley.
Nah, she's a legend.
She a legend, and she graceful, and she's very caring. She was up under Sarah and AZ's post, like, hey, like, y'all champions, don't worry about it. Like that. I'm not defending Gino. We'll be back. He's not getting fired. Y'all are smoking rocks with that. He's not getting fired.
Yeah, he had a
but
bad night.
He needs to apologize, if not to Dawn, to his team.
Yeah.
Because that was inexcusable to leave your team out there like that, knowing that they upset about losing anyway.
Right.
And just leave them out there like that.
That's just really bad leadership at that point.
Terrible.
Like, he was solely thinking about himself.
And they standing on the court looking like, and it was still time on the clock.
Yeah. That's why I was like, what actually caused him to spiral out like that?
He was mad because he got out coached. Dawn Staley said, "You're not blowing me out again," and she made the adjustments, and he did not. Paige, but he needs to just go out and recruit, Gino. Just same way Dawn did. Dawn went out. Oh, we need bigs. Went and got bigs. Disgraceful.
Well,
but go Huskies. I'm still a Huskies fan.
Congrats to South Carolina.
Yeah, and please beat UCLA, because I will not be able to take it. Them motherfuckers. Oh, now that team. Please beat them.
All right, and unrelated, thank you for the sports ball update. Our resident lesbian over here. Turn into some other queerish, gayish shit. So, I do not know all the details about what has transpired, but I do know that Kristi Noem is having a very bad week. Because her husband is out here showing his big old titties. Or as the brat would say, tig old bitties.
Hey, man.
I truly...
That shit took me the fuck back, bro.
I genuinely thought that it was AI or just, them playing on down to the Reddit girl. No. Once I looked into it, I said, oh, no, sweetie. Like, your man is out here... What is it? Bimbofication? I don't know what this is, y'all. This, like, to the kink girls, whatever y'all like, I love it. Y'all, I'm glad y'all got something for yourselves. What I specifically love for this situation is that Kristi Noem's husband, people are calling him Breon. Black people will change his name, people's names so quickly. This man's name is Brian, but it's spelled with an O. So Breon is down here, I guess, hitting up immigrant women to, like, it's not like BDSM is a completely different thing, but basically, like, objectify him or, like, talk about him and when he's wearing, like, these breastplates and, like, not just, like, small, like, little size, like, B cup type titties. Like, these are, like, double D. Like, it could hurt somebody. Like, honestly, my back hurt looking at the breastplate because I was like, you got to have a strong core to hold that up, bitch.
Do you know why were the nipples like that?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just...
I have so many questions.
I feel like if you sort of, like, the funniness aside, if you peel this away, so many people in the Republican Party fall into this category where they present a certain way so that they can, get the conservative, like, Christian type of vote or appearance.
What does that say about that vote?
Hello? And then, behind closed door, they're down here onto the grinder, sis.
And we keep telling y'all that.
Like...
We keep telling y'all that.
What is wrong? Like, I'm just so frustrated that we have to keep having these examples over and over again to let everyone know, like, hey, so y'all got all of this on your side too. Y'all are just living lies.
Or what we keep saying, I don't even say it no more because I get so tired of arguing with you motherfuckers. But when you have somebody who is so super focused on who's gay
Yeah.
and the bathroom bills and all this stuff,
Yes.
that is something that is in their head because you are a pervert. You are somebody. It's projection,
nobody
just
think
like
about
Trump.
this.
Who goes into the bathroom trying to like catch somebody? A fucking pervert.
Right.
Right? You people go into the bathroom to pee, but we keep telling y'all this. When people who are very homophobic, especially these
Transphobic, like, oh my God.
they are fighting something within themselves. That they are at a battle with themselves, and and rather than dealing with that, they are projecting it outward. And even gay people argue, no, not everybody is internally. And I'm like, some people are just hateful. Hate, the opposite of love is not hate. It is indifference.
Yeah.
It's not giving a fuck, which I am very, very acquainted with.
She's like, hate, good at that one too.
Hate is confused.
It's like passion.
Adoration. It is passion. It is you, something is attracting you, but you are uncomfortable about it, and so it turns into this hate and
it's
this
like a fixation.
It's a fixation because you are straight people. I know plenty of you. Maybe you don't have gay friends. Maybe you're not gonna be at the gay bar, but like it's like, all right, well, people like what they like. It ain't my thing. It's not a thing that you focused on because why would you be? But if you got somebody that's he gay, I can't sit next to him. That's because he touching something in your chest and maybe somewhere lower that's bothering you. And it's irritating you, and that's why you are acting like that. And that's what a lot of these conservatives are because, and this is why we'll have our church episode. But historically, all of those people were pushed into the church because, he a priest now, he a nun now.
Right.
So now it's kind of all right. And that's why you have so much of that on that side because those people. That's why Drewski skit was perfect. The way he had that little evil glit in his eye, because none of them are good people. They're all garbage. And the other thing, and this girl on TikTok reminded me of that, just like there's a lot of these DL guys sitting in the bathroom shaking titties, a lot of these Christian evangelical trad wife women are DL fucking lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where because how y'all all married to these dudes and nobody know they gay, nobody know they got their titties on, nobody know they on Grindr, because you DL too. That's why. And we forget that's the part that we forget a lot. Like them bitches went to what is it, conversion therapy too, because there was this white girl on TikTok and she was saying she like one of those exited conservative Christian ones, and she said if you notice Carolyn Levitt and all of these like evangelical, she's like they always quote this one Bible verse, and I can't remember what it was, but she was like it's some random ass like Bible verse that's like not well known. And she said, but you know where they got that Bible verse from? You know where they give that to you at? Conversion therapy. They all have. That's what.
What's the verse?
I'm a Google.
Is it in Leviticus?
It's not Leviticus. No, that's what she was saying. It's some random one that like you would not pick. That's what her point was. She was like, it's not Leviticus. It's not none of this stuff. It's this random one that nobody even knows or would pick. But the reason they all quote it is because when you go to conversion Bible camp, they hit you with it. So that she was like, and I just find it's a coincidence that all of these trad wives and all of these so-called conservative couples, they always say that verse. Like, you know how black people like only God can judge me.
Right.
That type of shit. She was like, whenever they have their little thing, they always put that verse out there.
Yeah.
And she was like, you learned that in gay conversion therapy camp.
That is very interesting.
Yep.
I never even thought about it from the trad wife perspective because I mean so many things will make sense at this point because it does. I'm like, why would you voluntarily want to go back into subjugation? Like, why would you actually want to have like less rights?
Because that's what
like,
they teach you.
What are we talking about here, sis?
Does at gay conversion therapy camp.
Like, y'all know y'all could just go become like Church of Latter-day Saints because like they doing that down in Utah, sis. Like, just you don't have to. Because it is, yes, it's very performative too. Because the trad wife stuff now that opens the door for you to be able to make content and then monetize it, and it's just like, but also you get this man, so you can sort of like have this shield, so no one knows. It's their version of a beard, is what you're saying.
Also, yes, and also just shout out, watch the Manosphere docu on Netflix because
Oh my
it
gosh.
strips a lot of this down to like just basically what it is, which is a bunch of dumb grifters
Yes.
who need to probably go to therapy, and instead they're all doing this bullshit with
Truly.
their bad suits. And dude was like, you notice how they all stand like that? They all put
Oh
their
my-
hands like this. What's that shape like though?
Yeah.
A fucking vagina. That's what it's shaped like. You're standing there trying to be a manly man, and you all got your fingers, and it's like if you hold your hands like this, it's like, oh, I'm serious. Is what I'm saying is serious. You still sound fucking stupid.
Yeah, that little documentary, I actually thought they were going to go even harder than they did, to be honest.
He didn't need to. I feel like that Myron is gay, though. Did you pick that up?
Which
the
one?
The tall Indian one? He's
gay. Yeah, so there was a lot that went on when I watched it. I just sort of was just like, everybody, when we were talking about therapy in that last episode, I'm like, every single one of you needs intense therapy because the amount of issues y'all are trying to deal with in the context of projecting this whatever you want to.
It's all overblown mommy issues.
I'm like, dog, like the one, his mom actually being there, you could see it playing out in real time.
Exactly.
And the fact like
mommy issues.
And his dad wasn't there, and they showed the clip with
all of them.
His dad
had no dad.
He was just like, he's like, oh, I don't care, he wasn't around.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I just wanted to talk to him and be like, well, why weren't you?
Why weren't you around?
Wait, I thought you didn't
Why
care.
don't you love me? Why did you leave me? Why don't you want me? It's so obvious. Like, it's so obvious. And for you dingbat ass women that are with these men, like...
No, stand up. Stand up.
These are the most insecure. All of them have them in... They are stuck at like 12, 13-year-old. These are the most immature, insecure little boys in big-ass men's body that have ever seen. And for you to be married to that and have children with that, like, that says a lot about you, silly bitch.
And they don't even look that good. Like, oh my God.
Like, because what kind of father did you have in your household that you think that this is what a man is? Because...
Yeah. So I know we went a little off to the left there in terms of
for
talking
watch
about
it, because
this.
it's what we're talking about.
But I did want to just call out Brian.
I can't even. I don't even have nothing to say to that. That shit took me. I was like,
I literally was sitting here like on my phone being like, huh.
Right. I couldn't even process it. I was like, wait, what is he doing?
But I'm sorry. I'm loving the edits with the Saucy Santana. Bounce them titties, like whatever that song is, man. Y'all TikTok, y'all did your big one there. Keep going.
I had the same reaction as the dog in the background. You see the dog sticking his head through the door?
That dog was like,
what in the world? That was me.
It's like,
even like the angle he had of his face, like, bro, do you understand how like he looked like put the lotion in the basket? He looked like he rubs the lotion on the skin and else gets the hose again. Like, that's what he looked like, dog. Do you understand how crazy
it was
you look right now?
Very, very Silence of the Lamb tease there. A lot was going on. So just wanted to mention that, and then also another Republican have a very bad week. Probably one of the worst attorneys in the country, Miss Pam Bondi herself. You can choke, bitch. Like, you shouldn't even gotten that job. Like, you are a travesty of a lawyer. Like, it's embarrassing to say that you are, an officer of the court, and me being one of those as well.
She should be disbarred. Like,
absolutely.
I hope that
oh my God! Like,
it's like they act like they're scared to move.
We talked about this before. How long did it take for them to actually disbar Giuliani? Like, too fucking long, man.
Too long.
Like,
and if me or you had done that shit,
mind you,
girl, we'd be selling hot dogs right now. Like, if
literally selling feet pics in racial chat rooms, trying to pay our bills, bitch.
Up in chat rooms selling feet, exactly.
Like it's insane. Like, the amount of like grace and deference that these like old white attorneys, and I guess this white woman gets in this situation. Which, I mean, she's from Florida, so she would be disbarred in Florida. But, like, still, like, people forget, I'm pretty sure she was the prosecutor who was handling the Epstein thing. The initial Epstein
initially, which is how she got the job. She took a bribe to cover it up initially.
Like, it's so insane to me how you can get someone to be, like, the top law attorney of the country who literally like does not know what she's doing.
Well, when you clear out all the unqualified minorities, this is what you
Yeah,
get.
once you get rid of DEI, you know,
this is what you get.
It's slim pickings because, my God, what an embarrassment. And to bring all of these prosecutions that she has in her very short time, you know, as the Attorney General, especially, or to suppress things. I think they said something like 24,000 cases.
Yeah.
She actively being investigated when she
Right.
came on, that I'm talking like white collar crime,
Mafia crimes,
like
all
civil
drug
rights,
crimes.
like big things. And she just dismissed all of it, whether because there was like special interest that she was looking out for people that she knew, whether they're getting
bribed. They get bribed.
It's in, yes.
And I just want to say to the next Democratic, or even the Democrats now, y'all keep talking about the bloodbath for the Republicans. I think a lot of you all may be surprised when your ass gets voted out too. Because if you continue to not go after these people, she is fired now. Y'all need to be somebody in somebody's state. Need to
the
be
hearings,
up these papers,
whatever we need to do.
Reporting her to the bar. We need to get her disbarred because of this, and that. Noem too. I ain't heard nobody on her. She done broke all the fucking laws. Like, if you think that you're going to be able to run Cory Booker and whoever else on this, our friends across the aisle, and we need to get back to bipartisanship, you are dead in the fucking water.
Insane,
Nobody,
man.
we are not going for that. We need
not
to
this
see,
love leads the way.
We need to see exhibits and shit about how y'all about that prosecute these motherfuckers down to the man and throw them in prison.
Like, your whole platform could just be, so this is how I want to run the prosecution for everybody from this past amendment. And I'd be like,
like The Wire, the
honestly,
same way Giuliani took down the mafia. That's what we need to see. How you plan to prosecute these people.
Because the only way that we can actually right the ship here is to make sure that it can never happen again. Never happen again.
You got to reform the court. You got to check whatever these little paper. Honestly, though, my opinion is a little bit different because people keep saying it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be hard. The problem, everything that we needed to prevent this is there. People are just not doing their jobs. They're not enforcing it. So it's not like we got to rewrite the Constitution.
No.
It's not like we got to rewrite the laws. The laws are there.
The laws
it's
are
just you're not doing it.
You're not enforcing it.
So we could just turn this shit on right as soon as they out. We could turn it on. All right, this code, that code, you
right.
RICO.
Impeachments. Listen.
That's all.
Day one. If people still in office who haven't resigned yet, I need just submit all the first impeachment on the first day. I don't care. Like, just it needs to get on the calendar.
That was Joe
Biden's
a week,
mistake.
Bitch. That was Joe Biden's mistake.
Like,
had he done that, we wouldn't be here now. And people voted for him to do that. People voted for accountability. And we voted for you and Kamala Harris as your VP specifically, knowing her background in law enforcement and thought, and you let Merrick Garland sit over there for 4 years and drag his fucking feet. And I think he was in on it.
Thumbs.
I think he was in on it because he's called tried to get everybody that's come for him in any kind of way.
Right?
He's not said Merrick Garland's name one time.
I think they try
to mention his name.
Reviving like a old investigation from like 10 years ago or 15 years ago from Eric Swalwell, and he's just like, what are y'all doing here? I'm not submitting to no fucking subpoenas. Like, I'm gonna fight this in court. And that's the other thing too, is that these motherfucking Democrats need to actually fucking fight back and sue.
Sue somebody.
Oh my God. And not just Democrats, anybody, whether it's the schools, the law firms,
they have been
fucking
losing.
Sue. Like, we still have legit judges,
and the judges are the only ones holding the line. They are actually doing
the federal judges.
These Congress people ain't doing shit.
Like, just fucking sue, put up a fight. Y'all going in here with these settlements and you're surrendering before you even put up a fight.
And ain't even doing nothing, just paying the money and giving
up.
The
laws are clear as day. I mean, clear as day. It is like what they just did is A, against the Constitution, or B, against a very explicit law that Congress passed either recently or not even that long ago. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I say a lot of these Democrats, y'all are going to be surprised that y'all ass is going to get voted out too. Because people tired of your shit. Because you had the people, citizens, fighting these motherfucking goons with nothing but whistles and snowballs.
Oh my God.
Showing all the courage in the world. And you motherfuckers up there big and bad, got all this power, all this money, and you are not doing a fucking thing. Y'all afraid to even get locked up. And you know they're going to let you out the next fucking day.
Yeah.
And y'all not doing a fucking thing.
Yeah, we are really suffering from an absence of strong leadership, and
absence of morality and courage.
not just even in the Democratic Party, but going back to what we started off with at the top with even in like the black, communities. Like, I don't know what it's happening right now in the world where you don't, and it's not that there aren't people who don't have the qualities to be strong leaders. It's just they're not being put in positions to lead, and it's so evident that's what a lot of the issues are that we're experiencing, because you have a bunch of charlatans who are able to get the ear of people who, like we said, aren't that smart. And so that's how you can get Joe Rogan having the #1 podcast in the country, because he's just playing off of very people, like these kids, these men, these young men, these older men, whoever it may be, whoever's listening to him, they're not that smart.
Joe Rogan is the 27-year-old older brother who used to live in the mom's basement that all of those 16, 15-year-old kids thought were so cool, but everybody else knew was a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But now, all of a sudden, have you ever listened him and what's
Theo Von?
No, Joe Rogan's podcast and Charlemagne and what's his name? Have you ever listened to their podcast? The white guy with the Hitler mustache and Charlemagne. What is their podcast? Don't matter.
Andrew Schultz?
Yes. I listened to their podcast for like 3 minutes. It was the dumbest shit
It's not smart.
I have ever heard. I was like, they sound like them two 14-year-old boys in a cafeteria sitting at the table just
like,
thinking,
did you see online that this thing happened?
And then,
Isn't that crazy?
But bro, it's like they are stupid.
Like,
they are stupid. It's not an act. They are actually stupid. They are actually dumb. You can tell when somebody doesn't read anything.
Yes.
You can tell when somebody does not do their homework. You can tell when somebody just never wrote an outline.
Reading comprehension skills do not exist.
No reading comprehension. Probably never tested well. They are stupid. And these are grown-ass fucking men. But you get these 15 and 16-year-old boys, because they don't have good father figures at home, clearly.
Right.
Who think that this is, like, what you should do. And it's like, where's your dad?
Right.
Where's your dad?
And so, yes, we have sort of this, like, void of good, strong leadership across the board. Again, like, any type of community you want to talk about, like, I'm not seeing it, because we wouldn't actually be in this place as a country if we did have some strong leadership, because those voices would be overpowering the manosphere and all of this stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They can't get through the grift.
So yeah, I don't really have much to say except, like, deuces, Pam Bondi. Like, you shouldn't even have that job.
I love the way they threw her picture in the trash like they do on Traders.
Oh my gosh.
Throw it on the floor.
And that's the other thing. People hated working with her.
Yeah.
Because she just was not a nice person. Like, that's the other thing. These people are not good people. Like,
at all.
It would be one thing if they were only nice to the folks that, they supported and were within
they're
their
losers and they're bullies.
They're constantly treating the people around them poorly as well. So this is how we always get the leaks about what's going on in the government. And, like, when you're not well-liked and people don't fuck with you, they're going to throw you on the bus at some point.
Not well-liked, people don't fuck with you, and you're not competent, and you're not good at what you do.
No.
The DOJ is known for having some of the best. You can't just be a DOJ lawyer out of nowhere.
No.
They are the best of the best. And for these fucking people to come in, I've worked in the shop in my past career where people come in that don't know what the fuck they doing and have bad attitudes. And just let me tell you, I ain't gonna say what happens, but things happen.
Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, everybody in this current administration who supports that side of the political spectrum, they're going to get theirs, not because someone has it out for them. It's because they're going to cross the wrong person, and then someone's going to remember that, and the next time they have an opportunity to fuck them over, they will.
And none of them are courageous. Yeah. None of them are courageous. So you're going to hit one of them, they're going to find the right one to try to hit with a bunch of years, and they're going to tell everything.
Absolutely. The most flippable of flippable folks on that side. But that is it for this episode, y'all. I know we a little windy there, and we doubled back on a couple topics.
We put it together.
But we definitely had some things we wanted to get off our chest. So follow us on all of the socials. So
like us.
Yes.
Comment under us on YouTube, because I be in other people's stuff on YouTube making little comments. I do. Like, we need to, do you watch Chasing Reality?
No, I don't.
We need to discuss that because anyway.
Yes, if you have if something popped up in your mind, you were watching this episode, drop it down into the comment section. We be down there replying, liking people's stuff. Follow us at In Charge of the Girls Pod on Instagram and the TikTok.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, get the word out. We see y'all out there. We appreciate it. I heard people saying they waiting to hear our take, so that's a good thing. But work with us.
So until the next time.
Peace.
Later.